Hello and welcome to the Only Connect Champion of Champions special, where two teams who have shown the brilliance and tenacity to battle their way to victory over an entire series of this impossible quiz take each other on. However good you are, there's always someone better than you. That's what half the people here tonight will learn. What a valuable life lesson. I feel sorry for the winners who won't learn it. Returning tonight in glory are, on my right, Douglas Thompson, who forgot he was an Only Connect champion and has since added it to his online dating profile to prevent him from forgetting again. Coren Mitchell, a digital project manager who rebought his own coat at a local charity shop. And their captain, Mark Seeger, a graduate admissions administrator who is halfway through photographing all the artwork on the Brussels metro. United by a yearning for Europe, they are the Europhiles. You won Series 9, which was the last one to be broadcast on BBC4. Lovely BBC4. What have you been up to since we saw you last?
Mainly it's been non-stop partying on the Winners' Tour of Europe. There's been quite a lot of tea involved.
Excellent. Well, there'll be plenty of it in celebration for someone tonight. Will it be you or will it be on my left? Tessa North, a museum's booking coordinator who shares her office with a replica of the head of a 19th century murderer. Pete Sorrell Cameron, an actor and musician who has performed for both Anneka Rice and Timmy Mallet. And their captain, Richard Aubrey, a school chaplain who broke the observation deck of Thailand's tallest skyscraper by clinging too tightly to the safety rail. United by a passion for plucking, they are the string section. Welcome back to Only Connect. You won Series 11, and what have you been up to since we last met?
Genuinely, we've been keeping our heads down, desperately hoping no one's found us and made us go through this hell all over again. Unfortunately,
you failed in that endeavour. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, and good luck. Europhiles, you won the toss, but you're putting your opponents in first. So, string section, please choose a question.
As throughout Series 11, we'll start with 2 reads, please.
2 reads. OK, what is the connection between these apparently random clues? Here's the first.
Next, please. So he's the Zimbabwean.
Just died.
He died recently. Famously ran against the opposition to Mandela, but I don't know what.
He lived there in exile.
Oh, next, please.
OK.
Wow. Is there going to be a link between abbreviations and last, please? Yeah, they were exiled to these places, or indeed to their embassies.
Or they took
Spit it out.
They've taken refuge in the embassies of these places.
They've all taken refuge in the embassies of these places. What do you know about the people?
Well, Morgan Tsvangirai was a long-time political opponent of Robert Mugabe in Zimbabwe. So he took refuge there. Julian Assange...
Sought refuge in the Dutch embassy in Harare.
Yes, Julian Assange of WikiLeaks.
Yep. At the time of recording is in the Ecuadorian embassy in London.
Yes, he was to avoid possible extradition to Sweden. Imre Nagy, Hungarian leader who sought refuge in the Yugoslavian embassy in Budapest, and General Noriega in the Vatican City. All sought refuge in embassies. Well done. Europhiles, what would you like?
Twisted Flex, please.
OK, what is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Jasmine, blue jasmine. Next. Car tyres. They have treads. They're made out of... Yeah. Next. Kashmir's capital. It's Afghanistan. Kashmir is... I can't remember. Should we take the next one? Yeah. Next. Olympics. I don't know, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, the time is up. String section, would you like to have a go for a bonus?
Trying to construct something around rings and associated with rings.
Oh, that's a nice idea, but that's not it. They're all things that have winter and summer variants.
Oh.
Winter jasmine, summer jasmine. You might change your car tyres for winter and summer. The capital of Kashmir, too hot in the summer, so they have a winter capital. Oh. And the Olympics, of course, winter and summer as well. So no bonus points at string section, but what would you like?
Water, please.
The water question. These are going to be picture clues. What connects them? Here's the first.
Next, please. It's Vietnam and it's Palau.
We don't know.
No. Oh, wait a minute. They overlap Vietnam and Namibia. That's what I'm going for.
Do it. I've no idea.
The names of these countries overlap.
Yes, they do. Very well done. Let's have a look at all the clues. Can you tell me what they are?
Nicaragua and Guatemala. Vietnam and Namibia.
Yep.
Pakistan, Tanzania. Switzerland and Andorra.
Exactly so. Well done. Europhiles, what would you like?
Lion, please.
Lion. OK, what's the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Million years old. Damn cell fly. Don't know. Next. Long beak to kidna Zagalosis surname. Oh, is it all somebody's surname? Is it like the other part of the name is somebody's name? The person who discovered it? What should we have the next one?
Yeah.
Next. Oh, it's the same person.
It's the same person.
Yeah. Should we have the next one? Next.
2 seconds.
If you replace first name, surname with David Attenborough.
Well done. They're all named after Sir David Attenborough. Can you tell me about any of these things?
There's the damselfly is the Mesosticta David Attenborough.
Exactly so, yes.
The long-beaked echidna is the Zaglossis attenborough.
I meant, do you remember the story of clue 4?
Yes, there was a poll to name a Arctic exploration vessel, and a online campaign kind of caught on to name it Boaty McBoatface.
Well, that's right. There was that competition that was rather hijacked, and Boaty McBoatface was chosen as the name of the ship, but it was decided that that would be the RRS Sir David Attenborough, and a vessel on board would be Boaty McBoatface. Well done. String section, what would you like?
Pete, you can do the 50-50 music.
The Eye of Horus, please.
Unlucky. It's the music question. What do these clues have in common? Here's the first.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear.
Okay. Next, please.
If it takes forever, I will wait.
Next, please.
And if one day I should become a singer with a Spanish bum who sings for women of great virtue, I'd sing to them with a guitar
Next,
I
please.
borrowed from...
No regret.
2 seconds.
Cole and Barker, do you say?
They're by Jacques Brel, maybe.
So say it.
Are they by Jacques Brel?
They are not all by Jacques Brel. So Europhiles, you've got the chance for bonus.
These are all English versions of songs originally that came out in French.
All the originals are in French. What did we hear?
That was No Regrets, or Je ne regrette rien, originally by Edith Piaf. Third was Scott Walker's version of Jackie that was originally by Jacques Brel.
That was Jacques Brel, that's right, clue 3.
Second, not sure who's singing, but I Will Wait For You is a cover of Je t'attendrai from the film The Umbrellas of Cherbourg.
Well, according to my screen, it's a version of Je ne pourrai jamais vivre sans toi, which would mean I could never live without you.
Yeah.
Your version actually sounds closer.
In the film, they say Je t'attendrai. Catherine Deneuve.
It is that one from The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that's absolutely the right one. And the first one, O Holy Night, which was a version of the French carol Minuit Chrétien.
Yeah.
Well done. So you get a bonus point, and you get the last question, the Horned Viper. What's the connection
Yep.
between these clues? Here's the first.
Ownership of... Do you know who owns that? So, no, it's a football team, isn't it? Yeah. Next. As for helmet of Craig McTavish. Do we know who he plays for? No. Next. Harry Truman's ability to...
So, Harry Truman was able under the Constitution to run for a third term, but he chose not to.
Oh, so is it like they choose not to... Or do you want to see the next one?
Yeah, I want to see the next one.
Next. Oh, is it something like self-determination? That he doesn't have to pass the test.
2 seconds.
These are all sort of self-determined.
They are not all self-determined. String section, would you like to have a go?
25.
Why would that be?
Isn't that the amendment that precludes a sitting president running for a third term if they've already served half of their first term?
That's not it. This is to do with grandfather rights. The clues all predate laws that would have made them impossible. So cast before the 1960s predated the MOT test, so they didn't have to pass it. Harry Truman predated the two-term rule. The ice hockey helmet, so a rule came in that players had to wear helmets in ice hockey, but people that had played before the rule came in didn't have to play with them. And Craig McTavish carried on playing for sort of 18 years with no helmet against the younger people. And the ownership of Bayer Leverkusen, that's to do with a corporation owning a football team, which was banned, but they already owned it in Germany, so that was allowed. Grandfather rights. That means at the end of round 1, the Europhiles have 2 points, the string section have 4. Sequences round now. The teams may see up to 3 clues before telling me what comes fourth. String section, you'll be going first again. What would you like?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. OK. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
It's the end of the song.
Yeah, yes.
Or something else.
Yeah. Next, please.
They've been remixed. Oh, yeah.
And what's the sequence?
Next, please.
It's
Any nominations for Catherine?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
On Golden Pond.
Is the right answer. And why is that?
These are the... So I'm going to take
Are they the films that Katharine Hepburn won Oscars for?
That's right. Katharine Hepburn has won the most Oscars for Best Actress, 4, and the fourth was for On Golden Pond. Well done. Europhiles, what would you like?
Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. OK, what would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Magna Carta. No, I don't know where that's going yet. Next. Malta passport. Any idea? Seen any of this?
No.
Next. Alleles in humans. I don't know. Is it a number of lines or something like that? Alleles are something to do with genetics. 23.
Yeah.
Should we say something to the floor? Yeah, good 24. Letters in the Greek alphabet.
I'm afraid that's not it. So, string section, you've got the chance of a bonus.
You reckon? Number of people on 2 football teams.
That's not it either. It is to do with numbers, but I want to hear something representing the number 1. This is about copies. There are 4 copies of the Magna Carta. There are 3 passports from the Sovereign Military Order of Malta, which is a very curious organisation with very few members, but 3 people have this special passport that gives them huge access to various countries, but only 3 of them. Alleles in humans, there are 2 copies, and something of which there's 1 copy. For example, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's an album by the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, yeah,
but they only
it's
ever
the
made 1
that-
copy.
It's the one that Martin Shkreli bought.
Exactly, for $2 million. He's not very popular. He's in prison at time of recording. I've got some of the jury comments here from when they were trying to select an impartial jury. So they asked them, some of the comments. The first one, I'm aware of the defendant and I hate him. Another person, when I walked in here today, I looked at him and in my head, that's a snake. Not knowing who he was, I just walked in and looked right at him and that's a snake. This one, I can't read that out, that's obscene. This one says, Your Honour, totally he's guilty and in no way can I let him slide out of anything. It's my attitude towards his entire demeanour, what he's done to people. The court says, all right, we're going to excuse you. He continues, and he disrespected the Wu-Tang Clan. String section, what would you like next?
Horned Viper, please.
OK, what comes forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Okay. Next, please. Sorry. Next, please. In it, or are they literally? For John Smith.
No, I mean, a reasonable guess statistically, but that's not the answer. Europhiles, do you know?
4 Jonathan Higgs.
And why would that be?
I've just picked another name.
Oh, Jonathan Higgs. Statistically less strong, I think, but not right either. This is to do with hidden numbers. If you look between these names, you'll see simply 1, 2, 3, and we need a name with a 4 hidden in it. For example, the common name Rodolfo Urquhart. At clue 4. Unlucky. But you may have your own question, Europhiles. What would you like?
Twisted flax, please.
The twisted flax. These are going to be picture clues. What would you expect to see in the 4th picture? Here's the first.
That's an ashtray. Next. That's...
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fingers.
No, just 2-finger gesture.
But yeah, what's going to be 4th?
What's a 4-finger gesture?
Spock. So is that a 1-finger thing, the cigarette thing?
Yeah.
OK. Do you want to see the next one?
That's the other.
Next. Oh,
3-finger
piano, so yeah, Spock's.
Yeah, 4-finger Spock.
Yep. OK. Mr. Spock's salute.
And why would that be?
Because that's a action that involves 4 fingers.
Would this not rely on playing the piano to be an action that requires 3 fingers?
The person in that picture is using 3 fingers.
Well, I see your
It's
logic.
like 3-finger piano playing.
Yeah, but the person in that picture isn't using his eyes or feet either.
No.
It's a good guess, but I think playing the piano, the greatest pianist would say really as many fingers as you have available would be ideal. So I can't give you that string section.
We know what it is and we know it's one of 2 things, but we can only think of hailing a taxi cab.
That is the right answer. Well done. What's the sequence?
It's the things Alanis Morissette is doing while she has the other hand in her pocket.
Exactly so. Flicking a cigarette, giving a peace sign, playing the piano, hailing a taxi cab. Well done. So you get the bonus. And what would you like for your own question?
So lion this time, please.
OK. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Yep. Next, please. Oh, it's no, it's letters with delta.
Does it have to be a particular
Yeah, that's a word, doesn't it? I can think of a single word that's got. Can we just say delts?
That'll do. We put Delia. What's the sequence?
It's the first 4 Greek letters with a letter change.
Exactly so. You were asking earlier, is it Greek letters? No, but this one is. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta with 1 letter changed each time. Well done. Back to you, Europhiles, for the last question of the round, the water question.
Yep.
What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Receive the national living wage. What age is that? What age do you think? 16. Okay. Next. Get NHS. That's. I think that's going back, isn't it? So it's at 15. Do you want to see the next one? Because the next one's 14.
That's 13.
Next. Free TV license.
That's when you're older.
Presumably it happened when you're younger as well. That's 14.
2 seconds.
Retake the driving test.
I'm afraid that's not a sequence. A string section. Would you like to have a go?
Is it to have your birthday congratulated by the Queen?
Well, that would be a very good example and the one we've chosen. What is the sequence?
You can get the national living wage at 25, I know that much, so we're guessing it's 50, 75,
Exactly
and
so.
then 100.
Something that happens at the age of 100, for example, a telegram from the Queen. Unlucky. That means at the end of round 2, the Europhiles have 2 points, the string section have 11. Time for some champions connecting walls, and it's your turn to go first this time, Europhiles. Please choose lion or water.
Water, please.
OK, you have 2.5 minutes to solve the water wall, starting now.
OK. Colt and Berettas are both types of...
Oh, hang on. Gilbert, Quinn, Hussein, Brown. No, winners of Great British Bake Off.
Oh, right, OK.
OK, Okay, come back to that.
Colt is a gun.
Brett's gun. Browning is, I think. Bullseye? No.
Pony, Stallion, Gelding, Colt.
Okay, so what was the fifth one? Gelding, Pony, Colt, Stallion, and Browning. Gelding. Try that Colt. Try that Browning. Try that Stallion. Nope. Okay, there must be something else.
Frodo was a golfer.
Golfer. Don't recognise any of the others as golfers.
Quintana, maybe.
Which one?
Quintana, Browning.
Quintana. Oh, hang on. Bob, Pony, Tanner. Staying for money. Gelding? No. Bullseye. Oh!
Bullseye.
There we go. Okay. Okay.
So, back to the horses. Colt,
Yeah.
Colt, Stallion,
Stallion.
Gelding.
Brown?
Brown horse.
It's a horse. Cool. Rig. Oil rig. Oil. Anything else?
I think so.
Let's go back to the
Colt,
bakers.
Rig, Beretta, could be all.
Let's try the bakers again.
Okay,
So it's
go for it.
Brown, Kimber, Cornerstone. Definitely. But if there's any others. Valda. Kimber, Gelding. Oh, Kin.
Oh, that's it. The time's up. The wall has frozen.
Yeah.
But you found one group. What about the connections? Bullseye, Bob, Tanner, Pony.
They're slang terms for amounts of money.
They are all slang for amounts of money. And you can get points for the connections to the groups you didn't find, so let's resolve the wall. Faldo, Brown, Quinn, Hussein.
They have all won the Great British Bake Off.
All won the Great British Bake Off. You knew that group was there, but you couldn't quite pin down the bakers. And the next one, Kimber, Browning, Beretta, Walter.
Are these types of gun?
They are gun or arms manufacturers, that's right. And the last group, Colt, Rig, Gelding, Stallion.
These are types of horse.
Types of horse. Yep.
Types of horse. You didn't know the rig. Rather grimly, it says the result of an unsuccessful gelding. I think we'll just gloss over that. So you found one group and you gave me all 4 connections. That is a total of 5. Let's bring in the string section now and give them the other wall, the lion wall, see how they get on. String section, you have 2.5 minutes to solve the lion wall, starting now.
Haymitch, Kate, these are all Hunger Games. There's quite a few of those. This is loads. Let's go with those and Primrose. I don't think so.
There we go.
But
No, take Haymitch. Yeah,
Haymitch has to be Kate and Peter. Kate and Peter. Maybe so.
Well, because obviously there's a crossover with
yes.
Agrippa's still a Cato. Scipio.
Oh, nice one.
So,
Okay.
Roman generals.
So what have we got for?
Well, flag.
Standard.
Standard.
Standard, pennant, star, and class. That's something to do with Guidon. What is that?
Right.
All right. Well,
Or these all military things.
Yeah,
I still want to get these. So if we we're taking that Cato there. So let's see if we can nail down. Coming in the snow.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
3 lives now.
So looking at.
Dress code.
Is there a word in that?
Standard oil.
Something you can put something in front of.
Evening primrose. Is there an evening?
Evening star.
Evening
Yeah.
star.
Evening dress.
Oh, yeah, so don't press anything. Well, star.
Class. Is that a thing?
And then,
And
so,
then
but what are
that
these?
would suggest these sort of flag standardy type
Yeah.
things. Do you want to go for one? Okay. So that would then suggest an evening class, an evening class against standard.
Yeah.
So let's try that.
You've solved them all. You made short work of that. Very well done. What about the connections? Cato and so on.
Roman generals.
They are Roman generals, exactly so. And the green group, Coriolanus and so forth.
Characters from the Hunger Games trilogy.
They are characters from the Hunger Games. Are you fans?
Yes.
Where's Redden?
Yes.
Yeah.
A strong praise there for the Hunger Games. And the next one, Star Primrose Class Dress.
I think evening.
Evening.
Yeah,
It can all
preceded
be-
by
Prefix by the word evening.
You can put evening before all of them. And the last group, Fanion Guidon Standard Pennant.
If it's flag, the best way of going with this,
Flags.
flags.
They are all flags.
Yeah, words of
Very
fun.
well done. So you get all 4 points for the connections as well, and the bonus is a maximum of 10. Very well done. Let's have a look at the scores. The Europhiles have 7 points, the string section have 21. So you're a little bit behind Europhiles, but that's only to be expected. You won your series 2 series before them, so you're at a natural disadvantage. Having said that, you're quizzing extremely well, and lots of points available in the missing vowels round. So fingers on buzzers, teams. I can tell you that the first group are all missing owls. Europhiles?
The and the Pussycat.
Very well done. Can't see this one. It's wise old missing owl. Next clue. String section?
Night.
Correct. String section?
Stretching time.
From Monty Python, correct. Next category, Cluedo solutions. Europhiles?
Colonel Mustard in the conservatory with the rope.
Brilliant. String section?
Professor Plum in the billiard room with the dagger.
Yes, it is. String section?
Reverend Green in the ballroom with the candlestick.
Well done. Europhiles?
Miss Scarlet in the kitchen with the revolver.
Very well done. Next category, 3 words that can be pronounced the same. String section?
Right.
Yes, it is. String section? Too long, I'm afraid you lose a point. Europhiles?
Way.
I think you'd be missing a W, but you don't lose a point. It's you. Next clue. That last one was peak. But the bell has gone, it's the end of the quiz. And the Europhiles finish with 10 points, but our champion of champions this time round are the string section with 25. Very well done, good quizzing. And good quizzing from you two Europhiles, great, the missing vowels. These are extremely tough questions, and I'm glad to see you've still got it. Lovely to see you all again, thanks for playing. And very well done to you, champion of champions, a magnificent title. They can never take it away from you. Unless you play some other champions later on, and then they take it away from you. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.